Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you ate, not because you were hungry, but because you were bored, stressed, scrolling, or just because food was there? If that question triggered even a little defensiveness, stay with me, because what you're about to hear isn't about food. It's about intelligence, self-control, and why some people stay mentally sharp while others live on autopilot. This habit looks harmless. It feels normal. Society even encourages it. But psychologically, eating without hunger is one of the clearest signs of low cognitive discipline. And today, we're breaking down exactly why. Before anyone gets emotional, let's get one thing straight. This is not about weight, calories, or diet culture. You can be skinny and still eat like someone with poor mental discipline. You can be fit and still be controlled by impulses. This is about behavior. Intelligent people don't let urges make decisions for them. In food, more than anything else, is where this difference becomes obvious. Because eating when you're not hungry isn't about nourishment, it's about distraction. Most people don't eat consciously, they eat automatically. A notification buzzes, stress rises, boredom creeps in, and suddenly the hand reaches for food. No pause, no question, no awareness. Psychologists call this automatic behavior, and it's closely linked to lower executive function, the part of the brain responsible for planning, impulse control, and long-term thinking. High-functioning minds interrupt impulses. Low-functioning habits obey them instantly. Here's a hard truth most people don't like to hear. Intelligence isn't about wanting less, it's about waiting longer. Smart people feel hunger just like everyone else, but they also feel boredom, stress, loneliness, and anxiety without needing to silence those feelings with food. They tolerate discomfort, and that ability to sit with discomfort without reacting is one of the strongest predictors of high intelligence and emotional control. Boredom eating is especially revealing. When your mind lacks stimulation, it looks for cheap dopamine. Food becomes entertainment. But intelligent people don't outsource stimulation to consumption. They create it. They think, they observe, they reflect. Eating out of boredom signals a brain that avoids stillness, and avoidance of stillness is rarely a sign of mental strength. Ultra-processed food is engineered to hijack your dopamine system. Every unnecessary snack trains your brain to associate discomfort with reward. Over time, this weakens impulse control across all areas of life, not just eating. Studies consistently show that people with poor eating self-regulation also struggle with focus, patience, and long-term goal achievement. In other words, mindless eating doesn't stay in the kitchen, it leaks into your thinking. Highly intelligent individuals tend to pause and ask a simple question before eating. Am I actually hungry, or am I trying to feel something else? That pause is everything. It creates space between urge and action, and that space is where intelligence lives. Low IQ habits collapse that space instantly. Emotional eating is often framed as a comfort issue, but psychologically, it's avoidance. Instead of processing emotions, the brain numbs them. Instead of solving problems, it suppresses them. Intelligence thrives on engagement, not escape. That's why emotionally intelligent people are less likely to eat without hunger. They face discomfort directly. What makes this habit dangerous is that it's socially normalized. Snacking during movies, eating while scrolling, food as a reward for stress. When everyone around you does something, it stops feeling like a weakness. But intelligence has never been about following the crowd. As Aristotle famously said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And self-awareness starts with recognizing unconscious behavior. Food is one of the most accessible self-control tests in daily life. You face it multiple times a day. Every unnecessary bite is a micro-decision. Over time, those micro-decisions shape identity. Smart people understand this. They don't treat eating casually because they don't treat self-control casually. Here's something rarely discussed. How you eat mirrors how you think. If you consume without awareness, you often think without depth. If you react impulsively to food, you're more likely to react impulsively to people, problems, and pressure. Discipline is transferable. So is lack of it. Hunger isn't an enemy to intelligent people, it's information. It tells the body when it needs fuel. Ignoring hunger is unhealthy, but so is inventing hunger when it doesn't exist. Smart people respect signals. They don't confuse cravings with needs. That distinction alone separates conscious minds from reactive ones. This topic triggers people because it challenges identity. Nobody wants to believe a daily habit reflects their mental discipline, but growth starts with discomfort. High IQ individuals don't protect their ego, they challenge it. They're willing to say, "This habit doesn't serve me," even if it feels familiar. Over time, eating without hunger dulls sensitivity to hunger, to satisfaction, to signals in general. Life becomes louder, yet less meaningful. You need more stimulation to feel the same effect. Smart people avoid this trap. They preserve sensitivity because sensitivity fuels creativity, focus, and insight. At its core, intelligence is intentionality, doing things on purpose instead of by habit, choosing instead of reacting. Eating only when hungry isn't about discipline for discipline's sake, it's about clarity. When you remove unnecessary noise, your thinking sharpens. Here's the irony. This habit gives smart people a quiet advantage. They waste less energy. They experience food more fully. They trust their signals. While others are constantly chasing stimulation, intelligent people operate from stability, and stability is power. So the next time you reach for food, pause, not to judge yourself, but to observe. Ask why. That single moment of awareness separates impulse from intelligence. And if this video made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Discomfort is where low-level habits go to die and where sharper minds are built.